It's easy to see how something that big moving at any speed could be devastating for the coastal regions of the
How
world.
does it not just eat the whole
Although we
world?
use the
I
word
know, it gets
contain,
one bite in America.
it is impossible for SCP staff to ever contain something of such massive
So they
size.
just need to monitor it.
Surveillance and monitoring are about all we can do for now. That and hope it never wakes up.
That's why I'm always
Science
scared.
Oh, it's sleeping.
Oh.
It was thought to be
That's good
relatively
for us.
smooth
I've been on the
sailing
ocean 2
until
years.
one incident changed.
You're gonna have to keep it that way.
Dr. Hart turned off the video monitor and faced the assembled members of MTF Gamma 6, also known as the Deep Feeders, renowned for their specialization in the tracking of deep sea and oceanic anomalies. The room was dark, and each team member was sitting in shadow, but still Dr. Hart could see the seriousness on their faces. I'm sure you're wondering why I called you here at such short notice, he said. On the screen behind him, he put up a NASA satellite picture of a small set of rocky islands.
Okay.
I think that this is the Leviathan.
Do you
The
think that
entire
maybe
island.
the smaller islands are like baby leviathans?
No, I think it's just like his tail, like going up and down, in and out of the
You
ocean.
see, on the right side, it kind of curves to the left. I think he's just sleeping on the curve.
Yeah, he's sleeping on his side. That's how I sleep too. I sleep like a baby with my knees like up to my chest. I do that.
Yeah, it
That's
must
what he's
be
doing.
sleeping for a long, long time, considering that it has like dirt on its back and it has like mountains and like plants and stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole ecosystem living on
Yeah,
it.
that would take thousands of years.
If America just like got up and started walking away,
It'd be pretty cool though. I'd be like, wow, that's cool.
you'd say, "Oh, that's cool." Not, "Oh my gosh, the world is not as it seems. I'm gonna die."
It would be like an
I'd probably do both.
earthquake 24/7.
Let me kiss the
Yeah.
first person I see. You know?
What if he farted, dude? That'd probably like eliminate a whole species.
That would literally be a nuclear war.
See this little island chain here? Well, it wasn't there a week ago. He paused, rubbing his forehead from lack of sleep.
Yeah, so it
At 8:05 a.m. today, we recorded another auditory anomaly emitting from SCP-169. This one was much louder
So
and
it
longer
farted.
than the one recorded in 1997 by the National
Yeah.
Oceanic and Atmospheric
Every fart is an
Administration,
earthquake.
the one known as the Bloop. Back
Wait, the
then, it
Bloop?
was easy to brush
Ooh,
off
I
as
wanna see
some
the
ice
Bloop. I wanna
breaking
see the
off
Bloop
of a
next to the
continental
Leviathan.
shelf and scraping against the seafloor. It's not so easy to cover up anymore. These auditory emissions from SCP-169 are beginning to grow more frequent. More than that, increased seismic activity around the archipelago on the creature's back indicates that the rate at which the creature
Yep, we're right.
is breathing
You
is
were right.
also up. Typically,
It's
the
an
rate at which the creature takes what we are assuming to be a breath is once every 3 months.
Every
The
3
rate has
months?
increased to
Dude, did you guys just hear that?
That's it.
He takes a breath once every 3 months. That dude can hold his breath for a long time.
I think time moves slower when you're bigger.
Ah, maybe, but it's kind of like blue whale.
hundreds of nations around the
What?
world.
That's a fact. That's a
Maybe
fact.
even billions could be wiped off the face
One
of the
rollover
earth. This
and he's
thing
pulling
just
the
flips
pedal
its
in.
body too fast in the wrong direction. To put it to scale,
Adam suffers with that same problem.
There it is.
Are you kidding me?
Not now, Alex. It's a serious issue.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna talk about how when you cannonball in swimming pools, it kind of ruins the fun for everyone. That's alright. I'm sorry.
Not a
That's
good
stupid.
time. Not a good time.
I don't like
this
how many
monster is
legs
about the
this guy
size of
has.
the carrot.
It is like tentacly, and I don't like that either.
The doctor then pulled out a decanter of whiskey and poured himself a glass, swallowing the entire pour in one go. In an appalling breach of workplace professionalism. Seriously, an XK class underworld scenario is still no excuse for drinking on the job. We're
Yeah,
talking about an extinction level event. A bona fide XK class end of the world
What do you
scenario.
even do to stop him?
1,000
He's too
foot
big.
tsunami wave stretching
Maybe
as far as the eye
feed
can
him,
see
get
from
a
either
chocolate
end of the
on that
horizon.
island.
The last time
Oh, I like a mad.
69 stirred, it created the Mediterranean. In fact, the legends of the biblical flood, Noah's Ark, the same story can be found in every civilization and culture around the world. So maybe they were onto something.
So not only is this thing gargantuan in size, it is like super old too. It's like thousands of years old.
Oh, it's gotta be, yeah.
It might be millions.
Goodness, it could. Maybe it stems from like the dinosaurs. Maybe one of the dinosaurs got into like some nuclear material and then it got really big.
Think about it like this, Jack. Every time you breathe, that's like 1 second, right?
Yeah.
And this thing breathes once every 3 months. So to them, 3 months is 1 second to you.
So technically, it's like 300 times bigger than even me.
Yes.
Maybe even more.
Exactly.
It is to this end I call you all here. To save the world from the next great flood.
That's a lot of
He
water.
paused for a moment as the room took in the gravity
There's the next
of the
big flood. Next
situation.
time he has to get
The
back.
That
more
guy
we
has
can
a
know
stomach that looks like Jupiter.
SCP-169, the better. Right now, we know SWAT. For one, we've never seen just how deep the body of the creature goes, or what's the pressure has been too great for our current model submarines. Until now. After reinforcing our Nemo-1 deep-sea submersible with thaumaturgical
Human.
runes, the integrity of its hull has increased exponentially. Your mission will be to travel as far down and as close to the creature as possible.
So obviously, this guy doesn't seem like he's really done that much damage in a long, long time. But if we had to kill it, how would you guys do it?
Probably drown it.
Yeah, when it come, you'd wait 3 months, and then when it came up, you dunk it.
Yeah.
Back down you go.
Yep.
See you in 3 months, bud.
I'm thinking, I don't really know how it breathes, if it has like a blowhole or something, but wherever the opening is, you send a little submarine in there with like some nukes, and then you blow it up from the inside out.
Or you just duct tape it. Like duct tape the blowhole.
What would happen
Duct
to the
tape fixes a lot of things.
violence, Jack?
They would have to sacrifice themselves.
Are you nominating yourself right now?
If it breathes, then there
That
must
one
be
is
givers
cannonball,
or
man.
lungs. There must be some basic biological facts we need to understand if we're going to survive extinction. Our only recourse is to find a way to sedate the creature, and if that doesn't work, then God help us all.
That guy's stomach looks
Just
like a
12
giant
hours
chocolate chip
later,
cookie.
deep in
It
the
looks like
waters
the
of the
moon.
southern Atlantic,
Looks like
a
Jupiter.
massive submersible ship was diving down into the depths of the deep ocean, looking for a
Here we
way
go.
to stop the
We're
end
gonna
of the
finally
world.
see the full
Agent Just
They better not actually wake it up.
a member of Deep Fears, looked out of the massive viewing port as the ship slowly descended alongside the rocky trench that made up the body of SCP-169. Behind him was Dr. Hart, sporting a
Dude,
white
it
frock
gets scarier and
It's
red
like
scarier.
rose
Rudolph.
from a night of drinking to
becoming
calm
Leviathan.
his nerves. The entire crew were silent in awe as the giant floodlights of the ship brushed over the barnacle-covered surfaces of the undersea mountain. They progressed slowly, reaching each milestone in depth with caution, knowing that one wrong move could destabilize the pressure in their ship. Just 6-1 murmured the word, "Scales." "What?" asked Dr. Hart. "I've been watching the patterns of the ridges as we sink down. They look like scales. Giant segments. It's hard to see at first because they're so covered in barnacles and sediment, but I'm sure
Actual
they're
scales.
giant armored scales. The way lobsters or crabs have armored exoskeletons. Interesting," the doctor said, scratching his chin.
gotta
Arthropods
find a way to get through
have
this.
segments
What
of
happened to his
armored
chin?
bodies. This
I don't know,
means
this
we
guy's
might be
going through
looking at
something.
some sort of evolutionary hunt.
Yeah, the end of the
Some
world.
sort of aquatic
Yeah,
mammal, such as a whale or dolphin, but one that has developed armored segmented scales similar to that of a crustacean.
I wonder if he
The
started
doctor
off
crossed his
small and
arms to
kept
think.
growing.
The closest thing we have on the fossil record of this magnitude is an armored fish from the Cretaceous period.
Oh,
But even
that's a
way
Pokemon.
too small to compare to this.
Coelacanth.
This thing has an entire ecosystem on its back.
How old is it?
Asked the agent. Well, now that you mention it, given the impossible age of the creature.
Looks like we've told people Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. For the last time. Huh. Shallow. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
With bugs, the struggle is real. That's why you need Zevo Traps. Zevo attracts and traps bugs 24/7 using a blue and UV light with no odor and no mess for effortless protection. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly. A diaper this leak-free sets them free. Only Pampers Cruisers 360 have a 360 stretchy waistband for up to 100% leak-proof fit on every wild child. Pampers Cruisers 360, now at the new low price.
Sail through the heart of historic cities and unforgettable scenery with Viking. Spend less time getting there and more time being there. Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
An arthropod would make sense. Lobsters and other crustaceans don't age conventionally, you see. They are effectively immortal. In fact, they actually die because they
what?
continue to grow until their bodies can't hold up their
gosh.
humongous size anymore.
Wait, how old is the oldest crab?
SCP-169.
I didn't know
Jack,
Um,
look that up.
The doctor
How
trailed
old
off,
is
thinking to
oldest
himself.
crab? Oldest crab is 100 million years old.
No, it's
No
not. No,
way.
it's not.
No way. No.
Alive today.
That's a fossil. Hold on.
Oh,
God.
bro, I was about to say, I need to meet Mufasa.
Okay, my top search result is scientists accidentally kill world's oldest animal at age 507.
507 years old.
Yeah, that's old. That's old. But it's not like.
It was an ocean quahog. Hold on, I'm going on a tangent. It was a clam.
Clams are the same thing as a crab.
Still lost in thought,
great.
turned to walk to the back of the
500 years.
submersible as Jazz 6-1 followed. He said as much to himself as to the agent, The creature is old. The geological survey conducted when SCP-169 was first discovered carbon dated the specimen to over 541 million years old.
Okay, that's a tiny bit older than the
Too
clam.
old for any
Just a
living
touch.
being. The results had to be incorrect, and yet I checked them myself more than once. And numbers
The
do
Leviathan
not
might be the
lie.
cause of the
The entity
Pangea.
predates our civilization, and it predates complex life forms on this planet as we know it. From an evolutionary standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. The agent confused asked,
That was a team.
Doctor, how could something so big even come into existence?
Exactly. How did it get this big?
Is actually landmass. It's a wonder we call it Earth. Most of this planet
You ready for
is
this?
water.
Ready for this conspiracy?
Yeah.
Every single island on Earth is a different one of these. And this is actually like the smallest one.
Oh my goodness. So you're saying like Africa is just a giant Leviathan creature that we can't even tell. To us it just looks like a bunch of land like just formed together, but it's really just Leviathans waiting to wake up.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And then we'll get up and then everybody will fall off.
Exactly.
If that's real, I would be so shocked. No, if I was in my
We aren't
90s,
looking
then
at
I'd
a
get
creature
smashed by
that's
that
on
thing.
our planet, Agent. We are on its planet.
Is that
Just
it right
a
there?
flurry of alarms
Yeah,
and
that's it.
sensors
That's its
began to
face.
go off at the bridge
Yeah.
of the ship. The team scrambled through their stations, checking off monitors and shouting readings to each other. The ship's thermal sensors are detecting a massive rise in temperature,
Uh-oh.
transmitting power to cooling systems.
Uh-oh.
We have activity northwest of our location. Sonar has something big headed our way. We need to dive now. The ship lurched forward, nose first,
all
as
business.
everyone on board held onto their seats, the restraints keeping them from falling forward.
I think he
Just
needs like
outside
backup
of
or
the
something.
viewport, Dr. Hart could
sacrifice
see
him
an
for the
enormous scaled appendage moving fast in their location.
Yeah.
We need to steer the ship clear of the Talons. Revert all power to the thrusters. Get us out of the way. The doctor yelled. Don't you think I'm doing that? The captain shouted.
For real.
The ship
Give
tilted
some slack.
sideways and downwards as
You guys
an
not
immense
trying to
wave of
die?
pressure
Wait,
came
what's
over
that?
the submersible, putting
a
6
fresh
G's
wound.
of force on its
Yeah,
That's where they get in.
Just 6-1 yelped out of fear as the ship came
Oh,
close to
look at
crashing
that,
into
look
what
at that.
appeared to be
Wait,
the edge
those
of a
are gills.
titanic talon
Oh, no.
the size of the Empire State Building. Following the encounter, the part of the ship bordering the reinforced glass of the viewing port began to glow
I would
bright
hate
red.
myself so much.
It's boiling the water around us, one of the crew members cried out. It's not boiling anything. It's just cavitation due to the pressure reduction in the water. The updated runes on the ship's hull should keep us safe. We just need to cool our heads. Stay focused on the mission, bottom feeders. After several moments of holding their breaths, the crew of Nemo 1 began to relax as their pace returned to a slow descent along the side of the underwater
How are they not
behemoth.
freaking out?
Before long, the vessel
What
was
is their
no longer
mission?
traveling straight down, but
I think
starting
just
to
to learn
curve
about it.
under the creature,
Yeah, they're doing
traveling
experiments on
north
it.
towards the theoretical head of SCP-169.
They have to go inside of it to learn more
After
about
several
it.
think
hours,
they're about to.
the ship came upon giant fissures in the rocky exterior of the creature. These massive vent-like structures appeared stiff, but slowly
They're
they
gills.
opened and closed over the span
Yeah,
of
yeah.
What does this thing even eat?
These were the
I said
respiratory
that.
organs of the organism.
There's no bubbles.
2 miles underneath the surface of the ocean,
Where's
the
heating
crew
ocean?
carefully began entering the smaller pod-like submersibles that detach from
Oh,
the
they're
main
gonna
ship.
go inside.
Just 6-1 entered his pod and strapped
Let's
on
go,
the
I'm
haptic
actually
gloves that would give him control of the pod's robotic arms. He and a team of 3
Get in
other
there.
volunteers had agreed to undergo the dangerous mission of attaching artificial chemical emission
What?
machines that could be programmed to release anesthetic gas into SCP-169's respiratory system. On
So if this thing goes
the emission
berserk
machines could
and
be
starts to
refueled
kill everybody, they
manually
can shut it
when
down.
their contents ran out. It was an
Genius.
ingenious
Genius.
solution Dr. Hart came up with when
You
thinking
would
of
think
his
the
time
Leviathan would be
studying
way
sharks
smarter than
as
us
they
now
were
because it's been around for
biologists.
millions and millions
They
and
would
millions
attack
of
the
years.
fins of sharks
Just had
by
all that
catching
time to learn.
and bringing the
too busy
specimens on the
sleeping.
deck of their
But
boat.
so did that clam,
From there, the
Adam, and
scientists
that
would
clam
throw a
died.
radio frequency emitter onto the fin of the shark. When he had first seen this practice as a young college student, Dr. Hart was afraid the process was harming the shark. But later he learned it was designed in a way to not be harmful to the specimen, and eventually the tag would fall off after enough data on the shark's movement was collected. Except these
We gotta do
tags
that with
would
Alec.
not be falling off, he thought.
There's not much movement.
That's a
For the
dangerous
sake
game.
of all mankind, this had to work. The doctor pressed a button on the receiver of the radio.
Is it just me or is he getting bigger?
Just 6-1, what's your status? Pressure's holding, all signs look good. Just 6-2, pressure's holding, all good. Just 6-3, all clear, Captain. Just 6-4,
Good luck,
there was
soldiers.
silence. Just 6-4, do you copy?
I'm getting worried
All clear,
about
Doc.
this.
Sorry,
I
my
have a
mic was
feeling this is
muted.
gonna go
En
really
route
bad.
and ready to
I'm
go.
kind of scared.
Dr. Hart sighed in relief and slowly reclined in his chair, watching the
think-
pods move
I
closer.
think that like those gills, whatever they're gonna suck these people into the Leviathan. He's gonna eat them.
Like they're not ready for the suck
Yeah,
power.
they don't actually know what that thing is.
That's a good point. I like that.
Alec, can you give us a demonstration of what might happen?
Let's see. This little thing is the ship. These are the gills. It's sneaking in.
Ooh, oh.
Wait, what is
Oh,
that?
what, does it eat it? It eats it after?
You did not say what your mouth was. What's your mouth?
No,
Are you hungry?
I just got hungry, guys. I'm
I
really
can
hungry.
eat.
I can't stop thinking about
large
food.
openings on SCP-169's side. One by one, the robotic arms used underwater torches to drill into the thick, rock-like
How does that not hurt? It's gonna
It's
wake
gonna
up.
be genius if it actually works
complex
out.
$1 million equipment that was both waterproof and could withstand the immense pressure.
I guess technically, Alec, these ships, even though they look big to us, they're so tiny compared to the size of this creature that it's basically like a little mosquito on you. Like, yeah, you wouldn't even really feel it until it's already too late and it stung you.
To depth under
I'm
the
terrified
ocean.
of bees.
As the minutes turned to hours, Dr.
Who said
Hart
bees?
couldn't help but feel anxiety for the safety of his crew and the success of the mission. But before long, the cars began to return.
Yeah, it's working.
to the mother.
There we go. Look at that.
Good job, boys.
Segment of
So worried
work
about
with which